Good evening. I apologise for not posting a video for a few days. I've fortunately been ill, but I've got a bit of flu. But it's about Ben Stokes and should he go on the Ashes tour? It's been reported that him and Alex Hales have both been obviously suspended from England duty until further notice due to the incident in Bristol about 3 weeks ago during the one-day series against the West Indies. He's been arrested, obviously. Hasn't been charged yet, but that doesn't mean he won't be. But the video footage is pretty damning. So there's that. They both been offered their central ECB contracts, which I find a little bit confusing considering that he's just been nicked for assault. So there's that. And this is not the first time he's misbehaved or had issues outside the game. And he's not the first player to have disciplinary issues, be it on or off the pitch. But he's not the first sportsman to go through this. But yeah, in the day and age of like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you can't get away with stuff like that. I mean, we know that Ian Botham was a bit of a pisshead, so was Freddie Flintoff with the Pedalo incident. But they weren't going out there walloping and punching people in the face multiple times and assaulting people. They just had like a bit of a bevy every now and then, and of course we could dispute the pros and cons of that. Being down to earth, so the fans are going to be approach you, but at the same time, alcohol does breed violence. So there you go. But should he go on the Ashes tour? Would it be disruptive? Personally, if that's how he's going to behave, and how he's behaved on the pitch against the West Indies before with Marlon Samuels and getting demerit points, the Australians are going to love playing against him. They're going to wind him up. And poke that short fuse, which he's clearly got. And they would have been watching this, and they themselves have had their own problems. So I don't know whether it's disruptive or not. Probably up in the air there. But if you look at other sports, like with where they've had a poor off-field disciplinary record, like the England rugby team in 2011 at the World Cup, it was a disaster. The culture was obviously completely wrong. Like Tuilagi jumping off a bloody ferry. Oh, I'm going to swim to shore. I can't be bothered to get the ferry to the other side of Auckland Harbour. That kind of thing. The dwarf tossing incident. So I think it's probably a detrimental effect. The culture's got to change. And English rugby has changed its culture. Eddie Jones doesn't tolerate this kind of crap. His predecessor didn't tolerate this kind of crap. The problem is it's distancing the sports from a booze culture to a more sensible, acceptable family values culture. Does it work? Well, England have won the Six Nations a few times. Have had a pretty decent record in the rugby. I don't know whether they have this kind of rule in the football squad, but with the performance last night and how dull it was, they probably do. They could use a few pissheads in their squad to be able to liven it up, because at the moment their English football is just dull. They're throwing paper airplanes on the pitch, but cricket, you need characters, but you've got players like Monty Panesar and Ben Stokes who've had issues with alcohol and it affecting them on the pitch, off the pitch, and disciplinary issues like that. It's the same in every international squad. There are characters, and Ben Stokes, Alex Hales, they are two key players. We don't have the strongest lineup going to Australia, but if he's going to be a distraction and a negative, which I think it will be, taking him at this stage, he needs to sort out the legal ramifications. He might yet get charged and go to prison. He might be found self-defence, because the video is obviously the Sun and it only shows half the incident. It doesn't show what started it. The guy was clearly swinging a bottle at his head. So obviously something's happened inside the club, but he has had a bit of a checkered history. I think the ECB offering him and Alex Hales both central contracts, not the best timing. They could have suspended that and not made any mention in the press. Clearly, that's been leaked or allowed to be put to print. So that comes under question. He's still technically included in the squad. He's just suspended from selection. But then the next match is the tour match in Australia before the Ashes, so that makes no sense. So he probably will go. It probably will be a distraction. We'll probably lose the series. Or it could be a tied series. I don't know, because both sides have gone through a fair bit of. We've been doing quite well. We won 2 Test series. Only lost 2 Tests this summer. The weather intervened in some of them, but Australia have had their contract issues over central money. Threat of player strike, and Australia were having a bit of strife domestically. They've had their own issues with off the pitch issues with players as well in the past and currently, so they're not immune from the Ben Stokes saga. So there it is. Should he go? Should he stay? It's up to you guys. Please, if you're flicking through, like and subscribe. Comment as well below. This is not the only sporting story going on at the moment. There are others that are quite interesting, but this one's been rumbling on now for a couple of weeks. And I will, in my next video, be revisiting Newcastle and its tax affairs, because that's coming in the news again. It just took since April to now, but that's come up. But this story's been rumbling now for a few weeks. And yeah, it's keeping on going. So I'll check the old news in the morning, because it's going to be Saturday and there's going to be a fair bit in the press. Be posting again tomorrow. Bye bye.